Well, everybody, I decided to run freight on my J613 just for fun. Need to weight these still. Had a pretty epic derailment earlier. I literally caught that in my hand as it drove by, so that was actually slightly funny. As I had said with my project video, tomorrow, which is Saturday, I'm going to the town I work in, named Johnson City, Tennessee, to it's actually a railroad museum at East Tennessee State University. A few people on Facebook might know where that's at. I think it's called the George L. Carter Railroad Museum, if I'm not mistaken. I found out how to change the volume on this guy. Thank God, because it was loud. It was extremely loud. Had an interesting situation with the connecting rod. As you can see, it's bent. I don't know how. Tried to straighten it out the best as I could. It was actually getting wedged under that nut. That's on the wheel, which luckily I caught it because it would have burned out my engine. Finally heard back from Broadway Limited as well. They said the number one problem with these engines is the connector. The wires from the tender into the train, if they are the slightest bit off, it won't work. So I think this entire time it was user error. Guys, their customer service is amazing. I do better in chat, but chat was confusing me. So they called me and walked me through it, and they said that every wheel on the engine has to be on the rails as with the tender, and it has to be in there all the way. And I did that, and no issues. It turns on fine, it shuts off fine, it fires right back up. So, guys, I think the problem was user error, which most of the time can be. Got the project packed up, getting set to head out to Rocky. He's on my page. He thinks it could be the wrong combination of the gears in the truck and the worm gear. He said it probably needs to be a bigger thread because it sounds as if the worm gear isn't touching the actual gears in the trucks, and that's why it sounds as if it's spinning. So he said he'd look at it for me and let me know. He's my he's my go-to guy now. I'm trying to convince him to start a YouTube as well for some of his projects. He doesn't have a yard or anything in his house. He just does his repairs, and he uses the same track I use. So he'll lay it out on the floor and just play with it, which is fine because he has a club that is massive. It's huge. Eventually I want to share one of his videos on my site. Going to take a video tomorrow. Me and my son are heading over to the club itself to just kind of look it over. Spoke to a fellow on the phone, and he says when you're a member, you get an access card for 24 hour. That part of your dues and donations is what helps keep it active. If they have to buy extra track or pay the power bill, your dues and your donations help pay that. So what I could do is, after I leave work in the mornings, or I could leave early and head over there and just shoot a few videos. So I might start using their layout. Need to see if they use Digitrax or NCE. I'm hoping they use NCE because I could use mine right there. Back on track. The next few videos will probably just be me just kind of messing around, running stuff. It won't be anything specific. So if y'all are watching them, just, if you don't want to see a repetition, and if you see anything new, that's fine. Just trying to. I'm at the fun phase for now. I'm done with the building until we have a house, which is hopefully in a year, because this will turn into a pretty massive layout. As I had said before, I'm going to do what's called an improvised water wings. Going to be 12 by 20 by 12, so it's going to be pretty decent size. This will be improved on. This will become the over-under side, and then still going to keep the small yard, and going to start adding scenery just for fun. I'm not going to paint anything. I'm going to get a theater and a little hardware store and all that stuff for my little town, and that's pretty much it. It's not getting painted or anything until I actually start to finalize everything. So you're just going to see the basic white for now. Probably going to do another video here in a bit of one of the other trains. Might even have some fun with the J again and make it pull coal. I want to see if it can pull all the cars, so I might hook it up, and if it does, I might see a video of it pulling 22 coal cars. So this should be interesting. But I'm gonna hop on off here, head upstairs for a bit, spend time with the wife and the baby. And the oldest is already in bed, so I'm just gonna hang out with them for a bit. But y'all stay tuned and take care. And thank you again. Bye.